We dropped a special breaking news episode yesterday. Was it yesterday? Tuesday? Wednesday? I can't remember. And now we're just waiting, right? We're waiting for Ime Udoka to be hired as the new coach of the Brooklyn Nets. And we'll do another emergency podcast for that as well. And still, when you fired a Hall of Fame, 2-time MVP, point guard head coach to hire, I don't know, a guy who's been suspended for an entire year for the reigning Eastern Conference champions by having an inappropriate consensual relationship with a team employee, why is it that everyone can only talk about Kyrie Irving? They won't stop talking about Kyrie Irving. Here is the latest. As we said before, Kyrie promoted a movie. We'll call it an anti-Semitic propaganda film because documentary is probably a little too much credit for the film. He and the Nets, though, and the Anti-Defamation League have released a joint statement pledging $500,000 each to combat anti-Semitism. Where do you think that money goes? Like where does the money go to fight anti-Semitism? I don't know. I'd like to know. Also, doesn't it feel like a $500,000 tax-deductible, fine? Kind of interesting. Kyrie gets to write that baby off. This is what Kyrie's statement reads like. Also, probably not his statement, probably a PR statement that he just signed off on, but we digress. Let's go. I oppose all forms of hatred and oppression and stand strong with the communities that are marginalized and impacted every day. I am aware of the negative impact of my post towards the Jewish community, and I take responsibility. I do not believe everything said in the documentary was true or reflects my morals and principles. I am a human being learning from all walks of life, and I intend to do so with an open mind and a willingness to listen. So for my family and I, we meant no harm to one group, race, religion of people, and wish to only be a beacon of light and truth. What was true in that movie that he thought he was putting light on? No one asked him that. Wish they would. People hammered him for not unequivocally disavowing the propaganda film or anti-Semitism. And I mean Adam Silver, Jewish man himself. He has now set up a meeting with Kyrie next week. His opinion is summed up in a statement. He called Kyrie reckless. He's disappointed in Kyrie and that Kyrie has not offered an unqualified apology or denounced the vile and harmful content contained in the film he chose to publicize. Really quickly, very small tangent, because was it Jay Williams? Jay Williams said, I hate the people who are like the whataboutisms, giving us the whataboutisms. Like, well, what about Amazon? Why aren't we talking about Jeff Bezos and why Amazon chose to put that movie on Amazon? Excuse me, bitch, do I cover Amazon? Do I cover movies and film and distribution platforms? Do I cover Disney Plus and HBO Max and fucking what the new movies are and critiquing them? Am I Roger and Ebert to you? No, I fucking cover basketball. That's why we're talking about Kyrie, because he promoted a film, in air quotes, that had anti-Semitic rhetoric. Do I give a shit about Amazon? Sure, but does it make it on this podcast? Fuck no. So why are you bringing that up, Jay Williams, to protect Kyrie Irving? I don't know, because you both went to Duke. I digress. Today, Kyrie Irving held a press conference and said a few things I thought was interesting.
Do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin-around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
We need to probably discuss this in a second. We got one more quote, but remember what he just said. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. It's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return.
My question is this. He said, I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. And I am going to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. You guys are smart people. What do you think Kyrie Irving's trying to say? Why can't Kyrie Irving be anti-Semitic if he knows where he comes from? Does Kyrie believe that he himself is a Semite? He is Semitic because of his ancestry? Because of his African ancestry? Because if he does, then that is exactly what the film is based about how his ancestry are the original Semites, which has been criticized and widely dismissed by pretty much every historian that you can find. So there is nothing rooted in truth in that. I'm pretty sure, though, this is not gonna go away, is it? Is it? Because there was a rabbi on NBA Today. Like, I did not know that was where we were going, but that is where we are going. I found out Malika Andrews today is half Jewish. Didn't know that either. More you learn. And it feels like Kyrie is going to continue to send these little subtle, shady digs, like little conspiracy theory nuggets, I will call them, sprinkling them like Kanye off his meds. But you know what? It is anyone's guess how this is going to end up with now Ime Udoka in the mix and Kevin Durant in the mix and Kyrie Irving and his film study. Which means, and you got to imagine Ime's probably not going to put up with this bullshit. That's not going to happen. He called out Jason Tatum. He called out Marcus Smart. He called out all of them. Jaylen Brown. Which means if you can do math or you can just put your little logic hat on, Kyrie's time in Brooklyn just might be on borrowed time.